Hello everyone, and welcome to another virtual shelling episode on the Virtual Shelling Network. Just got here to Kice Island. This is one of my favorite shelling spots in the 10,000 islands to shell on, and I'm super excited today to see what we're gonna find because I haven't been here in a while. There's quite a cool rack line going on right now. I think the tide is starting to come in. I think we kind of missed the low tide, so it's going to start to come in here. But what we're going to do is we're going to head up and go around the point here. That's where we usually find some really cool fun shells, and then on the way back, if the tide isn't too high, we can always shell this fun break line before we get back on the boat. So we're going to head up around this corner here, and we're gonna get our shell on. All right, just to give you guys an idea of where we are, this island right here is Dickman's. So if you have watched previous episodes on the Virtual Shelling Network and we've been to Dickman's Point, that is where Dickman's Point is. Around this little turn is gonna be the sandbar, and then in the distance there, you'll be able to see the tip of Marco Island. So the next island south, which is here, is Kice Island. So it's really fun in the 10,000 islands to come here shelling just because of where it is situated on the Gulf and the fact that there's a lot of waves and current, and the water is very shallow, so there's a lot of reefs out there. We get a lot of shells, and there's always so many fun shells to be had here and to be found. Just like right here, I mean, holy cow, guys. I'm just gonna put you down so you guys can see how many amazing shells, like just right here. I mean, you could just stay in this, literally in this spot right here all day. This little tulip here. And there's a little murex. Here's a whelk. I mean, just so many shells. This is a little true tulip, a little faded, but a little true tulip. Here's a horse conch. And over here is a little baby shark eye. You guys know how I am with the baby shells. I love my baby shells. So, I mean, just a ton of shells right here, and we haven't even gotten to where we're going yet. And you could just stay right here and pick up so many shells. Look at this big, get some of the sand out of here, this big whelk, and it looks like there's another one maybe right here. Yep, another big whelk right here. We'll rinse those off. And look at this conch. Oh my gosh, look how pretty this fighting conch is. Gorgeous. And what else we got? We got a nutmeg right here, giant nutmeg. We've got a tulip hiding. I mean, there's so many fun shells. Let me throw these over here so I can rinse them off. There's another tulip here. And I will say that the water around here is usually a little bit muddy. So unfortunately, the shells are a little bit stinky. So you want to make sure that you rinse your shell bag before leaving the beach. And you want to make sure that you do wash these shells. I usually do bleach them. You don't have to bleach them for a really long time, but they'll have a lot of sometimes stuff in there because this water can be sometimes a little bit on the dirty, mucky side. So I'm just rinsing these out really quick. Do you see how there's like muck in there? So just a fair warning when you come shelling here, that you want to make sure that you're aware that your shells may be stinky. Here's a little king crown. King crowns love this like muddy water, like the brackish and mud flat. So this is a great place to find some king crowns as well. And of course, I'm not gonna get distracted, I promise, but here is where you're gonna find all of your minis and your tiny shells. So this is a great place, but I'm not gonna get distracted and do that right now. But I am gonna grab this horse conch and this nutmeg. See the tide starting to come in a little bit. This will be a super fun video. I haven't been here in a long time. So it'd be really fun to see how the beach has changed, if it has. Is this little shark eye? Oh, look at this pink tip on this. Look at the pink tip on that lace murex. Super pretty. And I'll say again, you guys, like, I mean, I understand that low tide is obviously a good time to shell because more of the beach is exposed and more shells are exposed. But the majority of the videos that I do are not just at low tide. I shell at all times of the day. I shell when the tide's coming in, when the tide's going out. Sometimes it's just flat out high tide. So don't think that just because you're not shelling at low tide doesn't mean that like you're not gonna find good shells. You can definitely find, look at this, good shells. Oh, let's see if I can get it out. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. You can definitely find good shells no matter what. Just remember that. You just gotta know what you're looking for and you gotta seek out the right place. Little parwelk there. Nice color on that one. Whoo, PU, these shells are a little stinky. Stinky shells. What is this right here? Another little whelk. Pretty little murex. So many amazing shells here. I mean, more shells than you can even pick up, you know? Pretty awesome. I always kind of look in the water too. You never know what'll be in the water. Here's another, this is another big whelk right here hiding. Yep. And then here's another king crown, it looks like. Here. Fun. And it drops off pretty good, if you can see. I mean, it gets really shallow and then all of a sudden it drops off really good. So we'll come back to this spot, but we're gonna head over here to the Gulf side. All right, so we are on the Gulf side. We're at the tip here, the northern end of Kice. It is a little bit breezy because you're right on the water. And there's a couple places to shell. You know, you can shell here kind of in the muck. This is all just kind of mud. And you want to make sure that if you come here shelling, that you 100% are wearing some type of beach shoes. There's all kinds of sticks and branches and shells, and you don't want anything to go through your foot. So really, really important that you are careful. Get this heart cockle here. That you're really careful and you wear beach shoes to make sure you don't step on anything sharp, because you don't want your trip to be cut short because your foot is bleeding because you stepped on something or tripped on a branch. So I always like to look in these like mangrove roots, or these, well, they're not really mangroves, they're trees, flat out trees. Because you never know what type of things will be like caught under the branches. If you're kind of like, yeah, no, I really don't want to be kind of like jumping over all of these branches and root systems. You can see there's like these little tide pools here. Then you can shell up by the beach, and that's where we're gonna head next. But I just wanted you guys to kind of see before the tide comes in, because when it comes in, guys, the tide comes in fast. And this will all be underwater. And once it's underwater, you will not be able to shell. So I just want to show you guys what this looks like here so you guys can see, because there's a lot of fun things to be found out here kind of on the mud flats. And it is a little bit slick and soupy. You see how all the little shells get stuck in there. This is where we're at. And just like every beach, this island changes too. So every time I come here, it's a little bit different. The beach is a little bit different. The shelling's a little bit different. Here's a little sand dollar, a little barnacle right in the middle. Look up here, look at this really pretty, gorgeous lace murex. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. Now we've made it up to the beach portion. So you can go up on the beach, and the beach is really flat. I mean, it used to be a lot higher with some shell mounds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shell kind of the rack line here, if you will, first, because the tide is coming in. So like I said, when the tide is coming in and the tide is against you, time is against you, shell what you can, because the high rack line's always gonna be there for you, right? So go ahead and shell what you need to shell during the low tide when you can. There's a little horse conch. Make sure nobody's home in there. Look how cute. Because when that tide comes in, you're not going to be able to shell this area. It will all be underwater. And keep in mind that this is the island that I found my beautiful Junonia. And where I'm walking right now is the same type of area. It was right in the low tide, high tide area. So like right at the portion that gets covered when the tide comes in. So this is a great place to find awesome shells, but you gotta keep your eyes open. And you've got to be looking for things that are hidden, things you can't see, color, shape, things sticking out. Ooh, that's a really pretty scallop right here. Look at this pretty scallop. Ooh, that's beautiful. And a lot of the time, ooh, there's little fish. You'll find a lot of things like this tree here. You'll find some shells that get caught in these root systems. Like here's an auger. And here's a little tulip. Make sure nobody's in there. Oh, somebody's home. I see a little crab in there, so we'll leave him be. But a lot of times you'll find some really fun shells hiding underneath those roots. There's so many little fish. Can you guys see them? They got caught in the tide. Oh, look at that big shark eye. You guys see that big shark eye? Let's see if I can get to it. Here. Oh! Whoa! Holy cow, that's a big one! We gotta go rinse this baby off. Oh, I'm gonna take this big Sunray Venus with me too. Let's come down here and rinse this puppy off. What a big one. Wow. And it's beautiful too. Check it out. Wow. So pretty. Here comes the tide. Let's see if there's anything stuck over here in this little auger. Oops, he's alive. Or not an auger, I'm sorry, an olive. And he's a live olive. You can see the animal right there, so we'll put him back. Here's another one that's alive. You can see the animal on the side there coming out. I always enjoy seeing live shells because that means that they're thriving. That means the population is breeding, and that means they're gonna make more baby shells. So that's always a good thing when we find live shells. So that was really cool. I love that. Let's see what else we can find. Anything else hidden? And just like anything else, like, you know, some days you come and there's shell piles everywhere, and some days you come and there's not a whole lot. So you just have to check it out and see and seek. And I always ask people, you know, some people will say like, oh, well, I didn't have a good shell day. And it's like, well, what's a good shell day though? I mean, if you fill your shell bag with 8 pounds of common shells to the point you can't fit one more shell in there, is that a good shell day or a bad shell day? If the only shell you find is a Junonia, is that a good shell day or a bad shell day, right? So it just depends on what you consider a good day and a bad day. I don't think there's ever such thing as a bad shell day. Just being able to be out here on the beach, listening to the waves, with the breeze, it's so relaxing and therapeutic that if I didn't find anything, I would be totally fine. I just love being out here, and it's the thrill of the hunt, it's the thrill of the seek, it's being excited about what you might find. Here's a fun little conch hiding here. Pretty little conch. A little calico clam. I love those. Look at this little beautiful little orange banded tulip hiding here. Super pretty. Look at the color on that. That is gorgeous. And then, you know, up here on the beach, you've got your high rack line that you can always go check out also. Got some conchs laying here. And you're always gonna have some fun shells up here on the beach too. So here's a really cute whelk. And then under here I see a nutmeg right here. Pretty nutmeg. And it's whole too. Shake some of the sand out. Pretty. So many sunray Venus, oh my gosh. There's a king crown. Sunray here. Nice. Looks like this is a little intact. Sunray Venus here. Oh, it's broken. Yep, it's broken. That's okay. We'll find another one. One. Ooh, look how the two sides are different. The one side was facing up and it got bleached out a little bit. You see that? It's really pretty. Well, here's a tulip. And here's a shark eye. A really pretty shark eye. The little one, how cute. So cute. Ooh, the tide is starting to come in. So hopefully we can find some fun stuff before it's all covered up with water. Is this an angel wing? It is. I bet this will clean up nice. So we can rinse it out a little bit. That'll bleach out nicely. Oh, it's a pretty conch. Shake everything out of there. That's going to be really pretty, nice and oiled up, that scallop. Woo! Alphabet cone! Look at it just sitting there. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's kind of not pretty. Go figure, right? I thought it was really pretty. I saw that side. And then I flip it over. But it's still cool. It's still a cool looking alphabet cone. And it's an alphabet cone nonetheless. So yay, awesome find. Let's see what else we can find here. You just never know. Don't ever think that you're not having a good shell day or there's not shells. You just have to find them. You just have to look. And sometimes they'll be hiding. And sometimes they'll be in plain sight too. But that's really pretty. Sunray Venus. I try not to pick up every single one, but like listen, sometimes they're just so pretty, you know? Color is just beautiful. They bleach so easily, so a lot of them are bleached out a lot of the time. Like this one, like that one's pretty bleached out, but some of them have this like most amazing patterns. Over here, it's so impossible to cover like every single area. You're trying to look and not miss anything. And I'm wondering if we're gonna get rained on today. It's looking a little bit dark. It's looking nice down that way, but not so much in the direction that I came. So, we shall see. getting into the good stuff, as I like to say. This is all of those roots that I was telling you about, where I had found that Junonia that one time I was here. So I'm just gonna come down and look around. I'm not gonna worry about picking up too much right now because I want to just keep my eye out for some fun things before the tide comes in. There's a big whelk there that's stuck in the roots. But this is a good area to be looking. Again, you just have to be really careful because you're having to step over and you're sinking. You're really sinking into all of this mud and muck. So you just want to be extra careful as you're stepping. And we're kind of looking around to see if we see anything fun. As we're walking. There's a little tulip. That little tulip brings them off. Getting really windy out here, so hopefully the wind isn't too bad for you guys. Look at this pretty conch. I gotta grab this conch. Look how pretty with the stripe on it. So we can rinse out some of that stuff. Look how pretty that is. That's a really pretty conch. Gorgeous. I love unique conchs and colors and patterns like that. Oh, here's one with the purple tip on it. You see the purple? Look at that. Right there on the bottom. That's really pretty. Here's a olive too. You guys see how I'm just sinking in? Sinking into the mud. Ooh, look at that orange scallop. That's pretty. Bright orange. I love exploring Kice. It's just so fun. It's so fun to just be walking along and seeing what you're gonna see, and the thrill of like wondering if you're gonna find something amazing and having the opportunity to pick up as many awesome shells as you want to. It's just so cool. Ooh, this conch's really pretty too. Look at this one hiding over here. Look at the color and the pattern on that one. Whoa, that's pretty. And I think this is a buttercup too, or is this a lucine? This might be a buttercup lucine. Check behind there and make sure nothing's stuck. Alright guys, the weather is coming in. I can feel it, so I'm gonna start to head back, and I'm probably gonna get rained on. But until that happens, I'm gonna shell this just high rack line here. Now that the tide is coming in, I don't have to worry about wondering what is down by the water. I can take my time and shell up here. And I love all these little minis and tinies. Look at this little angel wing right here. Look how cute. Love those. This is my shell bag. So we're gonna walk back and just check out and see if we find anything fun along the way. Here's a little turbo and a whelk. Let's see what else we can find here. Here's a little sand dollar that is no longer alive, but you can see the color is still dark. He still has fuzz, but he's completely dried out. So that's a good example of a sand dollar that is no longer alive, but also not bleached. Here's a beautiful little true tulip. Super fun. Oh, and here's another little angel wing. So I'll take that one home too. There's so many good little shells here if you get down and look. Pretty little murex.